Morning. The insanely hot weather has made a glorious comeback, so we are just hanging out down at the surf beach all day today. Yeah, so it's about 30 degrees here again today. So the weather's made a lovely comeback. We are getting kind of towards the end of the summer now, so you never know whether this is going to be the last stretch of nice weather. So yeah, we're here making the most of it down by the sea. We don't really have beaches in the same way as what you think of them in England, the sandy beaches with the waves coming in and whatever. This sea actually isn't tidal at all, and there's a lot of these kind of like grassy beaches and pebble beaches and stuff like that. So it is a slightly different experience, but it's still really nice to just come and hang out for the day, especially when it's this hot and you just want to go and jump in the sea every now and then. There's actually a really nice viewpoint about a kilometre away just up there. So I might go and have a little hike up and see what the view's like from up there. Molin's parents were also talking about doing a bit of windsurfing. Anyway, for now, let's go and have a look around this nice little area. Yeah, so it's a nice little place. While we're kind of just hanging out here and not really doing much, I thought I'd take the time to chat about a few of the ways that moving to a different country can change people, or more specifically, some of the ways that I've changed since moving to a different country. I've been living here in Sweden for almost exactly 5 years, almost exactly to the day. And it's a huge thing moving abroad, moving to a country which, you don't know as well as your home country, and obviously the language and stuff like that. And it can change who you are as a person in some drastic ways. So one of the ways that I've noticed a change in myself is the way that I speak. And I think this is probably quite a common one with people. I lived in Cyprus for a few months before I moved to Sweden. And during that time, I noticed that I lost a lot of my Nottinghamshire accent. I don't think I did it on purpose, but I think you manipulate your accent for other people to understand you a little bit better. I was working with all foreign people. I think I was the only English guy in the whole place, basically. So my accent kind of got moulded into a slightly more generic British accent. When I go back to the UK, or when kind of my family comes and visits, I notice that my Nottinghamshire accent comes out almost instantly. I'm from Mansfield in Nottingham, and the accent there is objectively disgusting. If you've ever heard a Mansfield accent, it's dreadful. But I'm not embarrassed about it. I love it, to be honest. It makes me laugh. You're right, me ducky. But yeah, the accent thing is actually not the biggest change that I've noticed with regards to my language. Recently, I've actually caught myself using some American words instead of the proper word. My friend at work, who's also British, the other day used the word trunk instead of boot, and as a British person, it makes your ears prick up when you hear an English person use an American word like that. Garbage and sidewalk and trash and all of that stuff. I think the most common one for me is candy. Actually, I call sweets candy. I think the reason for it is obviously Swedes speak fantastic English, but in school they're taught American English. Now, I don't know why this is. I don't know why they're not just taught proper English, to be honest, but that's how it is. And because of that, I think I kind of mould my vocabulary around the fact that I want the Swedish person that I'm talking to understand as much of what I'm saying without having to kind of interpret it. So I think I do it subconsciously now. It's a really strange thing, you know, going to the store and buying candy. It's not something that I ever would have said back in England, obviously. Going down to the shop to get some sweets. I pick up on it all the time, and I do it with some of the other English people that I know here as well. They also do it, and they also do it without realising. And it's a really strange thing to pick up on. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and have a look around this little area for a while. I'll probably put the drone in the air, and yeah, I'll see you back here in a little bit. Ooh, how nice is this, eh? It's bloody lovely up here. Look at that. You can see basically the whole of Bråviken from up here. It's amazing, actually. Never been up here before. Anyway, back to what I was talking about before, about some of the ways that people can change when moving to a different country. One of the ways that I changed after moving to Sweden, and this is maybe a little bit more of a serious one, was how my confidence changed after moving here. I never ever considered myself to be lacking in confidence. I've always been a really confident, outgoing, extroverted person, and that's just always been the case. But since moving to Sweden, I feel like my confidence has maybe shrunk a little bit. I'd still probably consider myself as a confident person, but definitely not as much as I used to be. And that's not anything that I had considered before moving here. And I think the vast majority of that is to do with language. When you move to a country where they speak a different language to your native language, you spend a lot of time around a language where you maybe don't understand 100% of what's being said. And even if you understand a lot of the language like I do, it's still a completely different thing to get used to. So before, I used to kind of feel comfortable being in the centre. I used to play in bands, and you know, I got used to being on stage and performing and that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely in the last few years, that's changed a lot, and I think that's one of the things that's changed about me personally the most since moving here. All right then, last one of these for now, and this is probably the most serious one, the most drastic change, especially as an English person. God, it's almost hard to talk about, actually. I'm a coffee drinker now. I drink a lot of coffee nowadays, proper coffee as well, made in a machine, black, no milk, like a gangster, I suppose. Obviously, coming from England, it was always tea. Drank about 6 cups of tea a day, but it's not really like that anymore. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider hitting the subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more content like this. And if you're interested in seeing more of Sweden, it does really help out if you subscribe and press the like button. So please consider doing that if you've enjoyed this. Leave us a comment if you've been in a similar situation with moving abroad or anything like that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.